back to another episode of Theories in My Head. And today we are talking about synchronicity, or you can say overall syncing. Being a teacher, I teach few subjects of product design, and one of the important topic of product design is material. So many a times I teach material to students, and in due course of time while I am teaching materials, I got to know that I can teach all the materials to them. Like it's not me who is teaching them the material, but what I do is I provide information regarding the material. When the students interact with the material themselves, when they play it with their hands or they try to make a model out of it, then they get to know the real properties of material. And as the time passes by, the material reveals itself to the students. So basically I am not teaching them material, that material is teaching the students what it is or what it is about. So this small theory can be applied to, maybe you can say, the way you learned how to drive a bicycle, right? When you were a kid, maybe your dad or mom used to take you out for the ride. But what if you were taught bicycle in school, right? So if you go to school, they will teach you the theory, like there's gravity, there are brakes, pedal, and all other stuff, mechanical things, right? Maybe you can watch some YouTube videos and you will be like, oh, that's the technique to drive a bike. But until and unless you get on that bike, you won't get that feeling. You won't actually learn the bike until and unless you get on that bike, right? So it's not someone or your teacher teaching you how to ride that bike. It's basically that bike which teaches you how to drive it. So when you are on that bike reveals itself automatically, like how it will be driven or how to do it. So basically what happens is you get sync with the bike, right? So I hope you guys are getting me. It's a bit complicated, I guess, but we never think that way. So one analogy for the same theory is, if you go back to Ramayana, if you have seen Ramayana or read it, or maybe you can just YouTube that, The Legend of Ram. It's one of the beautiful illustrated movie, animated movie about Ramayana. You should definitely check it out. So there's one example from Ramayana which I would like to tell you guys. There's Swayamvar going on for Sita. Now Swayamvar is like all kings from all the places comes at a place, and whosoever wants to marry Sita will come there, and they have to pass a challenge. Now the challenge is they have to pick a Shiv Dhanush and strike an arrow with it. Okay, now what is Shiv Dhanush? Shiv Dhanush is like a bow which was given by Lord Shiva himself to Sita's father. Okay, and that was the challenge overall. So that bow is very heavy, and it requires strength and skills and all other things. So all the kings whosoever came there, they tried it out. Like they tried to pick that bow up, or even they tried different techniques to shoot the arrow with it, but everyone failed. Later Ram comes there and he just bows down to that arrow. He just prays for some time there, and when he touches the bow, he feels that bow properly, and then he picks that up. So nobody till then was able to pick the bow up, because they had some preconceived idea about the bow or the Dhanush. Okay, so similarly we always have something in our mind which will narrow down our perspective or our learning. Like if you go back to the bicycle example again, I know so many things about bicycle, but until and unless I drive that bicycle, I don't know what exactly it is, right? So you can't judge something without doing that thing. It's basically like if you don't drink, you are going to curse the people who drink, right? So just try it once and then you'll realize why people drink. It's a bad example though, but still. Okay, so going back to the Ramayana thing, so Ram bowed down and he got synced with that bow, and he was able to pick up that bow and married Sita after that. So basically he completed the challenge, and nobody else could do it because everyone had their egos or their previous learnings, or their perspective was narrowed down with all the theory they learned. You might have seen many of the drivers, they put an idol, or maybe there is a photo of a god, or sometimes they directly pray the steering wheel, and most of the truck drivers will call their truck at some proper name will be there for their truck, and they will just pray like dhanno astu acha chalna, okay, and then they will do prayers and then start their vehicle. Similar, same things goes for players. They worship their tools, or you can say sports equipments. Then same thing goes for martial art people. They worship their tools and swords, or there can be an nunchuck or anything, whatever they get in touch with. Same thing goes for musicians. Like many of the musicians will just pray to their you can say guitar or drums. They just pray before they start their show or they start to play the instruments, right? So that's the reason we pray to things. Mostly in Hindu mythology, or you can say most of the Indians do it whenever they get a new vehicle or a new machine in home. They will put swastik, do all worship stuff and all other things, but we never think like, why are we doing such things to our gadgets or electronics or mechanical stuff? That's the reason that we pray that we are able to easily sync with those things or those machines. So this was the theory in my head, which I was thinking about syncing or synchronicity. Okay, there are a few more theories with syncing again. If we go deeper, we can talk about frequencies, and if we talk about frequency, there comes resonance. So maybe next video will be there on resonance. So do check it out and stay tuned. Thank you.